So, welcome to today's episode, and today we are basically going to do extended UI for our game. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if also you find this content useful, hit the subscribe and like button. It's important for my growth. Yeah, also feedback is very much appreciated, and let's dive in. So, yesterday on the previous episode, we had this UI that we had in our game. So we have our health bar and we have our heads up display. Now, I want us to shift the focus a bit. Since we're done with like basic UI, I want us to do the UI for, let's say, world objects. So remember, in our base interactable, we had this function where if it's the character that's passing through it, it needs to show a print string. So I want to quickly change that and add UI to this interactable. So I'll go quickly and add a widget, and I'll call it widget, and I'll call it let's just name widget, and I'll quickly go to my UI folder under content browser, blueprints, UI, and create another widget. And I'll call it blueprint widget, user widget, and I'll call it widget blueprint underscore interaction. Cool. So quickly open that up, and the next thing that we'll add is a size box. That's important. After adding a size box, we'll add a text box. Let's just add text to it, and we'll set this, very important, we'll set this to desired, and we'll set the text inside to interact. And I want us to use the letter F or keyboard F, or if you have like a gamepad, you can use any action button that you want to interact with. So once that pops up, we are going to, in our base interactables, and under the widget, we are going to set right here on the left, we are going to set the widget to widget blueprint interaction. So you notice it's a bit off, and we can try and override the height and the width too, and say let's do 50. That's it. Let's do 200, and then we can do 50. Yeah, and then the text box, we can set it to be at the center. Compile, go back to our interactable. You can see our text now appears to be facing like in the x-axis. So I'll change that to this. I'll change it to screen, and you notice that it does disappear, but when we go back to play, you can see there is like an interaction that's always facing in the direction of the screen, which is really awesome. Now I want this interaction widget to only pop up when the player is close to the object. And to do this, we'll just do away with the print string and select our box. We already created this event on overlap, so it's right here, and I want on begin overlap this widget to be hidden in game. So I'll drag that. Sorry, my engine's like crashing a bit. Is it my power? No. Set hidden in game. Set hidden in game, and I want to set that to not new hidden. I'll uncheck that, and once we're out of the box, so on end overlap, I want to do the same. So Control and D to duplicate, set that up in, and I'll still grab the widget and set hidden in game. I'll set that to true. So for us to see what you've done, we'll go ahead and set up the widget and set hidden in game. So we scroll down and look for hidden in game. We'll check that. Compile. Just arrange our code a bit. And you can see the widget is lost, but when we get closer, you can see press F to interact, and it's always facing the camera. That's good progress. So we're going to quickly make a simple door to demonstrate what we've done, and from that we'll be able to see if we can pass interactions between objects, like basically between the player and world object. So I'll quickly grab my base interactable and create a child of it, and I'll name it maybe interactable. I'll just name it door, and under door I want to create a static mesh component. It's okay. I'll set the static mesh yet not to have anything for now, but I'll go ahead and quickly create a door. So I'll go to selection and go to modeling, and I'll go to, do we need a rectangle? Let me create, I'll just create a box. Yeah, so you can edit the property. I'll change maybe the depth. I can change the height too, since the height is almost like 1 meter. I'll change it to 3 meters. And the width, I can change it to 1.5. That's 150. Then the next thing would be to edit the pivot. So it's important for us to know where to place our pivot. So I want our pivot to be right at the bottom edge. So we'll go to X form, and first let's accept. Go to edit pivot and just move our pivot right there. So this is important since our door will be rotating in any direction that we want. So let's accept that, and we can pretty much save everything. So when we go to our content browser, select this and search for box, we'll see this, and we can name it as our door. So I'll go ahead and go to our door, and under the static mesh, make sure that it's here, and we can place it like anywhere, pretty much anywhere we want. So we just want, once we are close to our door, we can interact with it. So I'll place it in here. Also make sure that our overlap is just let's say close to the other side where it opens. Right there. I'll extend it a bit. That looks good. And then I'll do like the opening animation for the door, and to do that we can just add a actor sequence and go straight to sequence and open tab right here. You'll notice there is other curves right here, and then we're going to select our static mesh with our door mesh. And then go to owner and add. We are going to add our door mesh, and we are going again to add a track. Let it be transform, and on the transform we are only interested in the rotation, and we are only interested in the Z axis. So that would be this, the bottommost. So go ahead and create a point right here, and once we press, we want it under 2 seconds to be, I guess, somewhere right there. So you can just use this here to move your desired goal. And let's say let be wide open. I think 90 would be great. So I'll input 90 right here, and we'll clip our animation up until here and save it. Compile, save. So we want, once the player is close to the, we can close the sequencer. Once the player is close to the door, we want this door to open itself before we use the inputs. So to do that, I'll go back to the base interactable, and I'll create a custom function. I'll create a custom event called open or player interacted with object. So I'll go to custom, add custom event, and name it player interacted. And I'll leave it blank for now. And when I go, so let's just do like a quick test for it. I'll call it immediately the player is close to the door. So let me call this function here, player interacted. And remember, since we're using inheritance, we can quickly override this function in our door blueprint. So I'll go back to our door, and the events, I'll call override, and I'll call player interacted. And here I want to basically call this sequence and play it. So play sequence, and save that. Also save this, and let's delete this mesh in our wall. So let's go back to our door, buy it again. So once I get close to it, you can see it's opening, which is great. So I'll try that again. Yeah, it does open. Cool. So I think that's it for today's video. I'll go ahead and make sure. I'm so sorry that had to happen, but if we test it right now, go straight to our door, it opens up slowly so we can get in, and cool. So we're just getting closer to level design. So keep watching and keep following, and I'll see you in the next one.